Just a reminder that these videos are made for adult doll collectors or adults buying dolls for others. This is not a video for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you very much for listening. When you hear the word doll, some key elements probably pop into your mind. Pretty faces, long brushable hair, posability, but perhaps the most core element of a fashion doll is the fashion. After all, it's right there in the name. So naturally, it would only make sense to center the theme of a doll line around the fashion industry, or something parallel to it, such as modeling. This was the case for the Starr Model Agency doll line, a brand of mini dolls that was fashion-forward, diverse, and fairly unique for its time. Before I started making the documentary series, I had never heard of these before, until Kelsey Peterson mentioned them in the comments of the Melanie's Mall video, bringing them to my attention. So shout out to you, my fellow Kelsey. This will be the first time in this series that I'll be talking about a doll line that I don't have any first-hand experience with, but I have bought a few of the dolls to take a look at later on in the video. How will they compare to other dolls and toys of their era? What's their story, and why are they obscure? Let's sashay through their history and find out. Hello Internet! My name is Kelsey, and welcome back to my closet. Yes, I am finally going to talk about Starr Model Agency, which I'm really excited about. I like that this series can introduce me to something that I didn't know about before, and I would really like to do more videos in the future about things that I've never heard of. So if you have any more suggestions for dolls or toys that were kind of obscure in the 90s, definitely leave them in the comments below and I'll see what I can cook up. But for now, let's talk about Starr. Starr Model Agency was produced by Jakks, founded in 1995. This would actually be one of the earliest products that Jakks produced. Founder and namesake Jack Friedman was already experienced in the business world by the time he founded Jakks, previously being involved in the creation of video game companies LJN and THQ. Unsurprisingly, he would bring video games into his new company as well, creating many plug-and-play consoles featuring ports of old arcade games and some simple licensed games. In fact, licensed content is huge with Jakks even to this day, as they're well known in the doll world for their Disney, Winx, and various celebrity dolls. Though a young company in comparison to giants like Mattel and Hasbro, Jakks found nearly immediate success by contracting with the WWF, now WWE, to produce action figures of their popular wrestlers. As the WWF was already a massive company in the entertainment industry, it was inevitable that Jakks' sales would explode from this contract. And by the end of 1996, they had already made $10 million. This gave them plenty of wiggle room to begin experimenting with ideas for original IPs. Thus, Starr Model Agency was born. Now this is where I would normally insert a commercial for the doll line, but I could not find any online anywhere. Did this ever have commercials? Does anyone remember seeing commercials about this? Or was it so scarcely on TV that no one has a recording of them? I have no idea. That aside, the Starr Model Agency line was released in 1996. Featuring a diverse cast of 7 characters, the line actually had some lore, with the fictional agency being founded by the titular character Starr, who chose the other 6 models personally. Each one was a unique individual with a detailed backstory and personality. To quote the official founding story of the agency, Starr has been modeling ever since she was a small child. She dreamed of one day running her own successful agency. She decided to hold a contest called the Starr Supermodel Search. From the hundreds of girls who turned out for the contest, Starr chose only 6: Dawn, Toya, Amber, Taylor, Misty, and Jade. These young ladies would join Starr in becoming the next supermodels of the world. End quote. Starr herself is described as an intelligent and enterprising young woman with a college degree and connections to top fashion designers. She was a bit of a rarity in this way, as besides Barbie, there weren't very many character-driven dolls on the market. The other 6 girls came from various backgrounds, with interests ranging from acting and fashion design to sports and even medicine. I highly recommend reading the scans of the portfolios that were included with each doll, as they really do give each a life of her own. I will link my source in the description. The Starr dolls stood about 6.5 inches tall, with brushable hair, detailed fashion pieces, and according to their boxes, full posability. Besides the basic 5 points of articulation and a twist at the waist, their arms and legs were bendable in a way similar to Topper's Dawn of the 70s. In fact, because of their similar size and appearance, Starr is often compared to Dawn and can share her clothes. And clothes, of course, were the major selling point of the Starr dolls. Each series in the line had a theme, featuring the girls in their own variation on this style. These could be as basic as funwear, a slim box series of swimsuits with an overskirt, or as formal as Elegant Evening, a ball gown line that came with a set of what can only be described as lingerie. Other themes included country western, beautiful belle, fabulous furs, and prized pets. The only two themes that did not include every character were two special edition dolls, Holiday Starr and Here Comes the Bride, whose themes I hope are obvious. Interestingly, while each character sported a rich backstory, their personal style wasn't always obvious in their fashion. Colors weren't very consistent either, with the same character wearing wildly different palettes from line to line. Only Starr seemed to have a signature color of pink, which I can only guess is due to main character syndrome. But at the same time, this variety made sense in the context of the doll line. A cutout in each box declared that the outfits were part of a specific collection being modeled by each character. As in the real modeling industry, these outfits are not ones that the girls chose. They are assigned these outfits as part of their job, which adds to the immersion and authenticity of the line. However, the dolls are still distinct from each other, even if they don't have signature styles or colors. Their hair color and texture, eye colors, skin tones, and facial screenings offer a wide range of diversity that allowed any young child to see themselves in at least one of the characters. This was, again, unique for the time, as even Barbie tended to struggle with diversity in her main group of friends. While most of the fashion collections came packaged on a doll, there were a few fashion pack themes available, with different outfits designed for each character. These included Baby Doll Dreams, naturally featuring baby doll shirts as part of the ensemble, or Time for Fun, a line of casual clothes with heavy 80s inspiration. The Starr line extended to playsets as well. Perhaps the most obvious is the fashion show stage, because what are models without a place to strut? Similarly to Melanie's Mall, this playset had a wand underneath the stage that gave the illusion that the doll was walking the runway on her own. Starr also had a Jeep, which could be purchased separately or in a bundle with the photo studio, salon, or workout studio playsets. These portable playsets could also be bought separately, and included furniture and accessories that could be neatly stored away in the carrying case. Smaller playsets without carrying cases were available as well, and came with exclusive outfits and an extra Starr doll. These were the Bath and Vanity set that featured Starr in a fluffy bathrobe, and the Fun and Fitness set, which came with a treadmill and elliptical, some of the most unique doll accessories that I've ever seen. Finally, a separate storage case was also available, with slots for 6 dolls and a few closet bars for hanging their clothing. Yet while the Starr line was wide, varied, and unique for its time, it only seems to have lasted for a few years before being discontinued. It's a bit of a mystery as to why. They were clearly well distributed, because they're fairly common on secondhand sites and not overly expensive even for inbox dolls. There are also multiple archives of Starr products online, so she must have had her fans. Therefore, I can only guess that they struggled because of a lack of advertising. As I mentioned earlier, I couldn't find a single commercial for Starr Model Agency. Especially in the 90s when the internet was still in its infancy, TV commercials were the best way to reach kids if you wanted to sell them your toys. It was definitely how I picked what I wanted for Christmas. Sales of Starr may have been steady for a while just from impulse buys at the toy store, because the dolls and their packaging are pretty eye-catching. But that isn't enough to sustain long-term success of a brand, especially when you're a fledgling company, as Jakks was at the time. Out of curiosity, I googled commercials for Juku Couture, another Jakks-specific original IP, which came out in the mid-2000s. And I thought about them a lot while I was researching for this video. There's nothing for them either. And they came out at a time where their commercials would be more easily preserved from things like DVR. Clearly, Jakks is slacking in the marketing department. and this could be why their original dolls tend not to succeed. But another theory that I do have is the concept of a supermodel doll not being appropriate for young girls. Models can often be thought of negatively for their emphasis on unrealistic beauty and body standards. Parents may not have wanted their kids to have a toy that encouraged them to be concerned about their figure or disrupt their self-confidence if they weren't conventionally beautiful. Of course, these are all speculation, but whatever the case, I do feel that Starr Model Agency had a lot to offer. The dolls had a unique experience of fashion, diversity, and personality that we wouldn't see the likes of again for several years. It's a shame more people aren't talking about them, but hopefully this video will give them some well-deserved recognition. Alright guys, and now we are going to look at the 3 Starr Model Agency dolls that I bought. Oh, some of them are upside down. I couldn't really touch at all on the quality of the dolls in the history portion of the video because, as I said, I never had them personally, and so I don't know what they feel like. So that's what we're going to discover in this second part of the video as we look at the different dolls. So I wanted to get kind of a range, and I went for kind of a casual look. This is the Uptown Girl line, a little bit more of a fancy look with the beautiful belle, and an extra formal look with Elegant Evening. And I got 3 different characters as well so that we could see how their faces and skin tones varied from character to character. So of course, I had to get a Starr. I mean, she is the main character. So I picked beautiful Belle Starr because I just loved her outfit. The Southern Belle aesthetic goes a lot with Victorian. In many ways, I think Victorian aesthetic had a lot of influence on that style and time period. So I love the florals, I love this pretty pink color. So this is the Starr that I went with. It was between her and Uptown Girl, who has a really 80s look to her, but I decided to go with this one in the end because I just think her dress is so pretty. And if you look at the box, I mean, it's so 90s. We've got what's supposed to be a neon sign stating Starr here. It says Model Agency, fully posable 6.5-inch fashion doll in tiny print at the bottom there. Up in the corner here it says Beautiful Belle Collection modeled by Starr, which is, as I said, kind of saying that these aren't their clothes. These are clothes that they are modeling as part of a fashion show or a photo shoot or something. And then on the back, I think most of the pictures on the back are the same. It's just pictures of the main 6 characters. There are actually 7 characters, but the 7th character, Jade, was introduced a little bit later on, so she's not featured on a lot of these boxes. And all of them have the old JPI symbol instead of the Jakks symbol. Sorry, logo. That's probably why Jade is not on these boxes. I just happened to buy older versions of these dolls. So here's just a quick peek at the other characters. And like I said, the headshots are all the same on all the boxes. Up here it says, all dolls feature fully posable bodies and lovely hair you can style, collect all of Starr's model friends, and the perfect size for play at home and away. And then it tells us what is included in the set. So for this one, we have her portfolio, her photos, her collectible biography trading card, a doll stand, ooh, fashion accessories, a comb, and a brush. I didn't know they had stands, so that's going to be really helpful for when I try to figure out where they're going to go. Because these guys definitely deserve to be displayed properly to model their fashions for eternity. I think I might put them with my 2 Juku Couture dolls, since I kind of feel like they're a spiritual ancestor of Juku Couture in a way. Then we have Toya. I just love the colors of her Elegant Evening gown, and it's so interesting. They use so many different kinds of fabrics. I mean, I know, like I said, we haven't touched them yet, so it's hard to really say what the quality is going to be like when I get them out of the box, but just seeing pictures of them, I was like, I could tell there is all kinds of stuff going on here. Also, it says right here, evening gown turns into a party dress, lacy lingerie set also included. It literally is lingerie. I wonder if that had anything to do with why they didn't succeed. And then finally we have Uptown Girl Amber, which is a little bit more of a casual look. Amber has red hair, which I also really liked. I just thought that she was a really cute character, so I wanted to just get one of her. And this one says extra designer outfit, you can mix and match. And it's still the same pictures on the back of the box, it's just slimmer. I am going to get these lovely ladies out of their boxes, kind of separate all their stuff so that we can have a look at everything. That took a long time to unbox everything because there were just a lot of little pieces and I was trying to get them onto their stands. These stands actually are not a good inclusion after all, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I did want to just show you guys that each of their backgrounds has to do with their little model collection. So this is the beautiful Belle one. It kind of looks like a southern mansion, which again is super cute because they're supposed to be doing like a photo shoot or whatever, so yeah, you would be in a proper background to go with your outfit. This one is the elegant evening one, so it's a grand staircase that she's coming down. And then the Uptown Girl background is probably supposed to be Uptown New York with the expensive designer clothing stores that you can shop at. Let's look at the dolls. I'm gonna start here with Starr, again, because she is the main character. She is so pretty. She has such a cute little face. The paint detail on her is really nice too. And obviously she is a smaller doll, but she does have a bigger face than like Melanie when we looked at Melanie's mall, so it was easier probably for them to get more detail on here, but she's still small. I mean, her head is half the size of Barbie, if not less. And yet they put all that detail into her eyes. Her lips are painted so nicely. She's showing teeth, and she is wearing this adorable outfit. It's a big Southern Belle style gown. Also comes with a little fabric hat and a little purse. So the hat, it's the floral fabric with pink trim and a little silk rose. There's an elastic strap to hold it on. And if you take it off, she does have a little ribbon tying her hair back, but since the elastic has corroded over time, it's not staying super well. The quality of the hair, I will definitely wash their hair because even though they were in the box, they do kind of have an old smell going on. It's probably more so in the clothing than anything, but at least giving them a little bit of a cleaning will help to eliminate that odor a little bit. But the hair feels, it's definitely not Kanekalon. It's drier than that because that, or I don't know what other hair fibers that they used to use back then. I don't know if it's dry just from age or, you know, being in the box, but it feels like a lower quality hair, but the rooting pattern seems pretty good. I mean, she has got a lot of hair here. There is a little bit of a curl to it as well, but no product or anything. It's just really stiff from age. I don't know. I don't think these dolls were super expensive either because I saw some listings online where they had old stickers from the stores where they used to be sold and they were like $5, $3, which is pretty amazing compared to what dolls are now, but then again, they still were small. But man, they just don't do doll clothes like this anymore. Look at this dress! I mean, look at all the layers, the volume. Now, there was tissue paper under here, but look at this. It's still holding the volume. It hasn't moved at all. Even though I took the tissue paper out, it's still huge. Like she's got a hoop skirt under there. I love it. So there's a ruffle at the top. It's the floral fabric with a little bit of pink lace over it, and that continues all the way around. Then we have the bodice, which is satin, and it even has some contour stitching. Down here we have a 3-layer skirt. So we have the floral fabric, and it's gathered here with more of those silk roses. Then we have the satin again, and there is also the same lace running down either side from the hip all the way down to the bottom of the skirt, and then there's a third layer with the floral fabric again, and underneath there's a very stiff tulle, which I think is what's really giving it the shape and making it keep the shape. If they hadn't had that extra, let me just show you guys. That's helping too. It's not just a layer of tulle, it's connected at the different levels of the dress. And because of that, because it's not just hanging down, it really is holding everything in place. If it was just coming down in the middle, then the dress would just fall around it, kind of like this, which it still doesn't look terrible, but I mean, it's meant to be a huge hoop skirt. So they found a way to construct the outfit to make it stay. And even all these years later, it still is. Plus, here's some more of the lace running down the sides on both sides. I just love this. I think this is so gorgeous and really nicely made. Quality so far, I'm like for the outfit, I'm like a 10 out of 10 right now. These are great. They even have snap closures, which was very much a bigger thing in the 90s. Let's take a look at her body while I am opening up the snaps here. So she does have some little underwear on. They are fabric and have little lace trim. There's an elastic at the waist, and then here's kind of what she looks like. Now, you can see here, her shoes are just basic pink pumps, but this is why the stand is a problem. Instead of being a waist clasp, yes, it means that you can't really see the stand because it's hidden under the skirt, but you have to position her feet in a specific way and get these two pegs through the bottom of the shoe and the bottom of the foot because there are holes in both. It's very difficult to get both the feet and the shoes in the correct position, get them both in so that they both stay, and just position her. Like, it took me forever to get all three of them on their stands. Yeah, so these stands are kind of poop. I will have to figure out some other way to get them to stand, but hey, I mean, it was a nice thought. So I'm gonna take her off and take the shoes off so that we can look at the articulation. They mentioned, like I said on the box, fully posable. So she can turn at the head. You can wiggle the head if you were holding it, but it's not gonna stay tilted to the side. The arms have a pretty good range of motion. We can do a full 360 there. They are bent right now. I tried bending them back into a straight position, but they were bent in the package for so long that I don't know if maybe they're kind of stuck like this now, or maybe the arms were never meant to be bent in the first place because there is a molded crease in the elbow. So I don't know. Maybe they don't bend. Maybe it was just the legs that bend. But continuing down, we also have the twist in the waist. It's a diagonal twist though, which is interesting. I guess it gives more of that model walking flair. It means that the hips kind of swivel out more naturally, almost. And then the legs are snap legs, so they really aren't as bendable as Dawn, because Dawn, I think, had a wire armature, and that's how her arms and legs bend, kind of like Lika also. She just has snap knees, and they don't go back very far. They can't even do a right angle. It's just a little bit of a bend. And of course, she has leg motion. Nothing really out to the side though, just forward and back. Still a decent amount of articulation, not quite the full posability that they advertise on the box. I'm gonna put her back in her dress. We'll take a quick look at her other accessories. So she has the little handbag. It's gathered, it has a ribbon strap. It's the same floral material as on the dress itself, and it's elastic for the opening, but it does open. You can put things in. I think there's a little tissue paper in there. She also came with a brush and a comb. All three of them do, but hers are pink. I'm not sure why you need both a brush and a comb. I don't know. I'm not a model. Probably the cutest and most immersive model accessory that these dolls come with are their little portfolios and biographies. So each of the dolls comes with this cardstock folder. It says Starr Model Agency on the front, and the character's name. Inside is a headshot, and on this side it says the founding of Starr Model Agency, which I had read a little bit from before, and this is her biography on the back. And like I said, that one website has scans of all of these for all the characters, so you can definitely go there, check out all the extra details. And then she has a little portfolio. And this is made of a thin vinyl. It says Starr Model Agency Starr on it. And inside, it just kind of opens like this. It's not sealed on the sides. I would have liked it to be, but I don't know if that's how a real portfolio is or not. There's a whole strip of pictures of Starr, which she would obviously give out to any companies when she was applying for a modeling job, and it shows all of her different looks across the various lines. And I think that these are just so cute as an accessory for a doll that's a model. They're just very authentic and appropriate. Every model has their portfolio. Every model gives out a headshot and has a little biography. I mean, those were just so smart to include in the doll line. And then our other doll who's wearing a fancier dress is Toya. Her shoes keep falling off. I'm gonna show you the shoes right now and then take them off because they don't fit the feet super well. They're just like slightly too big to the point that they don't want to stay on. They're just plain purple pumps. None of the shoes are really that exciting. The outfits are really what we're here for. So anyway, back to Toya. So here is Toya's face, and she has a little bit more of an arched eyebrow, brown eyes, red lipstick, and blue eyeshadow. And if we put Starr up next to her here, there are differences, like her nose is different, the shape of her face is different, although that could be because she has her forehead showing and she doesn't. To me, they look like they have really different faces, and I appreciate that because doing varied face sculpts was not super common back in the 90s. So for them to do it on this tiny scale and to make it really noticeable, it impresses me so much. These dolls are so cool. I wish I'd known about them when I was little. I so would have loved these. Anyway, she has black hair. She's got some curled bangs here. The back of her hair is a little bit curly. She also has a lavender bow in her hair. And then we have her dress. So this is kind of like a cellophane ruffle at the neckline. There's puffy sleeves. It has this gold thread in it. It's like a very loose embroidery bordering on brocade. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. There's a tie-dye pattern to the skirt. We've got green, purple, blue, pink, and then all the gold shining in the embroidery and the little dots. This is gorgeous. And it's also really holding its volume because it is lined on the inside with a purple nylon, which is sewn to the bottom hem of this dress. So they work together to spread out more. The fact that they accomplished this on this tiny scale, I am so blown away. We have a satin bodice up here. We have a purple ribbon with a blue gemstone. She is holding a little gold clutch. Now, this is able to be open, but it's not really meant to be open. It just kind of unfolds like an envelope when you open it, but you can lift the top of it, which is another cool detail they did not need to add. And then if you see here, the skirt and the top part are two separate pieces because this is a transforming dress. If you unsnap the ball gown skirt, you are left with this short, cute little party dress. And it's just the satin bodice continued down into a mini skirt, some loose threads down here, but that's probably just from age. It's really cute. And now she's ready to go from the formal charity ball to the club where she can dance around and do stuff. And here is her headshot, and all of them have the founding story on the inside of the biography, but their biographies are all different on the back. We have her portfolio. Now, hers and Amber's are made of kind of a thicker vinyl than Starr's. Probably they updated it a little bit with time so that it was a little more durable. But here are her photos. This is like what people do now on Instagram. And they were doing it back in the 90s. I really, really love these. This is a problem because I might have to get more. She came with a purple comb and brush, the same mold as the other one. And then her lingerie. We have this top. It's a light blue with the same gold stitching all around it to kind of give it some shimmer, and there's a little gemstone in the center, and then there's a matching set of bikini bottoms. It's like a mesh with gold designs embroidered into it, and there's a little amber gemstone. I wouldn't necessarily call this lingerie. There are a couple of other ones in the Elegant Evening where it's lingerie, but this looks more like a bathing suit. We're gonna change her into this in a minute because she's not the only one with a second outfit that we need to look at. So we're gonna look at Amber now. So here's Amber. Her face is so cute and I love her red hair. One thing she could have just used was freckles, but that's just my personal taste on a redheaded doll. But even Amber and Starr, their skin tones are different. Like Starr looks a little more tan than Amber, and Amber's smile is bigger. She's got more cheek going on. She's got green eyes. Her makeup is pretty neutral, which probably goes along with this look because it's a more casual look. And her hair is not really curled. It's just a little bit wavy, but I do love that coppery color. And she is wearing this super cool pantsuit. It snaps in the front. We've got pearl buttons, this really interesting lace trim that goes around the edges and around the sleeves and around the bottom of the pants, so it all comes together. And she is holding the same kind of clutch that Toya had, just in silver. The pants are bell bottoms. She's got a little collar on the jacket, and she is wearing a shirt underneath this jacket as well. Oh, and she has white pumps for shoes. She is the only one that comes with an extra pair of shoes. She comes with a set of the same pink pumps that Starr had to go with her second outfit, but the shoes are not working for me. And actually, this might be a bodysuit. It is. And that's crazy because the snap is on there on the back of the bodysuit, but it doesn't make everything bulky. That's really, I mean, these dolls are crazy. So she has this white bodysuit with silver foil spots. I'm not crazy about it because I'm just not into bodysuits myself, but when you put the pants on without the jacket, I definitely like it better with just the top part of the bodysuit showing. But I just love this. It's made of a really nice silky feeling material. It's not stretchy, but it feels fancy. Even though this is supposed to be a little more casual, they feel like something you might wear to the office if you're being a girl boss, which I think she definitely gives off that girl boss vibe. So here is her headshot. I was also kind of debating between her and the funwear one. The funwear with the swimsuit is really cute too for Amber, but I'm trying not to collect too many of these. Here is her set of pictures from her portfolio. Looks like one of them was bent in the package. Let's just take a look at Amber's portfolio. I think this one is the funwear one. I think that one's really cute. And that's that. She also came with a purple brush and comb, and like I said, she has the pink pumps for a second set of shoes, and then this cute little outfit. This is like a romper. It's made of blue nylon. It has a ribbon trim, a ribbon strap that's supposed to go around the neck like a halter, and a little silk flower on the front. And there's not as many details on the back, but it feels very light and comfortable. We have this mint green satin pencil skirt. It's very basic, but definitely very business as well. And she comes with a plastic white hat. There's holes, like they were supposed to put string through it so that you could get it to stay on her head, but there's no string. But it's not super detailed. It's just got a pattern of triangles around the rim. Hats like this are not really my favorite, so I'm going to change Toya and Amber into their second outfits and we can close off. So first I wanted to show you what the romper looks like on its own, and you can really just have her wear this by itself and it would look super cute. You may be wondering how I got this halter on her head. I realized there was no way I was gonna pull this up and over, and there's no opening or anything that you can use. So I was like, I wonder. And their heads come off very easily. They don't have any kind of spikes or anything in the neck peg that would prevent them from coming off without hot water. So I guess that's how you were supposed to put this particular outfit on. So that was kind of crazy, but probably the first instance of a doll where you were supposed to remove part of them to get a piece of the outfit on, because we didn't have removable hands until Monster High. Anyway, now I'm gonna put the skirt on over it. Okay, so Toya and Amber are now changed. Now the skirt, it's easy to get it on over the romper, but it is a little bulky. I think if you dug up in there and pulled the edges of the pants part down, it would make it look a little bit nicer, but it really works well together. It's very cute. Toya, of course, she is just in a bathing suit basically. The bottoms are a little bit bulky, like they're slightly too big. They kind of look like a diaper from behind because of the way that they poof out. But overall, I feel like these dolls are just so much better than I imagined they would be when I started researching this video. I mean, they have good points and bad points. The stands are just awful. There's no saving them at all. The stands suck. The shoes don't really fit that well, and the articulation is not the full posability that they advertise on the box. But the outfits are so well made and made with such a variety of materials, and the designs are really, really pretty. I mean, I just picked out some of my favorites just for the purposes of the video, but there were tons and tons to choose from, and they're all really nice. I didn't see anything that I was like, that's really ugly. The designers of this team were really with it. They have some kind of innovative features too. I mean, they're very diverse. They have all of their little personalities. They have their headshots, their backstories. Maybe they were a little ahead of their time. Or maybe, like I said, they just did not advertise them as much as they should have, but they really should have. These could have been some classic dolls for us doll collectors at this stage in the game. But I feel like, you know, nobody knows about them really. So hopefully this video will get the word out. But I mean, I think they're just great little dolls. Just really well done. A lot of really good features that make up for some of the lesser features. That is it at last for this. I know this was a longer one, but I had to really investigate them in depth to feel like I truly covered what Starr Model Agency deserves. So let me know what you think, and let me know if anyone else besides Kelsey Peterson has seen these before. And again, if you have any other ideas for something that I should check out in this series, let me know in the comments. So thanks so much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and until next time, we're gonna model walk away now. Bye!